Question number 151. Read the following statements regarding human embryonic development and choose the incorrect statement. And the very first statement is umbilical cord carries only fetal blood. And as it is a correct statement, so this cannot be a correct answer to our question because umbilical cord always carries fetal blood. The next statement is all three germ layers are derived from inner cell mass, and as it is also a correct statement, so this cannot be a correct answer to our question because it is epiblast which is the source structure for all three germ layers. The next statement is duration of pregnancy and timing of delivery does not involve any role of CRH, ACTH and cortisol, and as it is an incorrect statement, so this is the correct answer to our question. CRH stimulates anterior pituitary to release adrenocorticotropic hormone. This ACTH from both mother and fetus acts on adrenal cortex to release cortisol, and this cortisol prepares fetal lungs for respiration. This ACTH also stimulates adrenal gland to release DHEA or dehydroepiandrosterone, and this DHEA gets converted into estrogen. High levels of estrogen sets in motion the events which initiates labor. So this is an incorrect statement and is a correct answer to our question. The last statement is first movements of fetus are usually observed during the 5th month of pregnancy, and as it is a correct statement, so this cannot be a correct answer to our question. So the correct answer is option number 3. Let's discuss our next question. Question number 152. Parents of a 4-year-old child are advised by doctor to give him more meat, lentils, milk and eggs in diet as he is suffering probably from, the options are kwashiorkor, marasmus, anemia and rickets. And the correct answer to this question is option number 1. Kwashiorkor is caused due to deficiency of proteins in child more than 1 year old. So as a child is a 4-year-old child and he is advised to take more proteinaceous diet, this means that he is probably suffering from kwashiorkor. Let's discuss other options also. The next option is marasmus, and this is an incorrect option. Marasmus is produced by simultaneous deficiency of proteins and calories in infants less than 1 year old child. The next option is anemia, and this is an incorrect option because anemia is a condition in which there is decrease in the total amount of RBCs or hemoglobin in human blood. The next option is rickets, and this is an incorrect option because rickets, which is also known as osteomalacia, is a condition in children characterized by weakening or softening of bones, which is usually due to inadequate vitamin D. So the correct answer to this question is option number 1. Let's proceed to the next question. Question number 153. Water vascular system is a characteristic feature of, and the options are spongilla, gorgonia, antedon and epiplasia. And we know that water vascular system is a characteristic feature of echinoderms, which belongs to the phylum Echinodermata, and among the given options, an echinoderm is option number 3, antedon, which is commonly known as sea lily. Let's discuss other options also. The very first option is spongilla, and this is an incorrect option. Spongilla belongs to the phylum Porifera, and it is characterized by the presence of water canal system and not water vascular system. The next option is gorgonia, and this is an incorrect option. Gorgonia belongs to the phylum Coelenterata. Next option is Aplysia, and this is also an incorrect option. Aplysia, which is commonly known as sea hare, belong to the phylum Mollusca. So the correct answer to this question is option number 3. Let's discuss our next question. Question number 154. Which of the following sequences can be recognized by a restriction enzyme? The very first option given is 5' to 3', GAATTC, and from 5' to 3' again in an antiparallel strand, GTTAAG. And this is an incorrect option because the sequences which is recognized by restriction enzyme are palindromic sequences. Palindromic sequences or palindrome in DNA is a sequence of base pairs that read same on the two opposite strands when orientation of reading is kept same. For instance, 5' to 3' in one strand, 3' to 5' in another strand. And the sequence can be GATC, and if orientation of reading is from 5' to 3', then GATC, and if on the antiparallel strand also the reading frame is from 5' to 3', the sequence is GATC. Base pairs are complementary to each other and the reading frame is kept same, 5' to 3', and the sequence is same on both the strands, GATC, GATC. So the correct answer to this question is option number 2. From 5' to 3' on opposite strands, the sequence is same, GATC, GATC. Let's discuss other options also. The third option is 5' to 3', 5' to 3', GTTA but TAAC. So this is an incorrect option. This is not a palindromic sequence. In fourth option, 5' to 3', but in the antiparallel DNA strand, it is also 5' to 3'. So this is an incorrect option because the orientation of reading frame is wrong. So the correct answer to this question is option number 2. Let's discuss our next question. Question number 155. First heart sound is produced during, and the options are atrial systole, joint diastole, ventricular contraction, and isovolumetric relaxation. And the correct answer to this question is option number 3, ventricular contraction. Because first heart sound, which is known as LUP, is produced during ventricular contraction, which is because of the closure of atrioventricular valves in order to prevent the backflow of blood from ventricles to atria. The very first option is atrial systole, and this is an incorrect option. As you can see here, during this atrial systole, AV valves are open whereas semineural valves are closed. And this atrial systole, these AV valves are open whereas semineural valves are closed. And we know that the first heart sound LUB is produced due to closure of AV valves. Now the next event is ventricular systole. During ventricular systole, AV valves closes by producing the first heart sound LUB and semineural valves open. This ventricular systole is followed by isovolumetric relaxation where the ventricle starts to relax, and at this time the semineural valves close in order to prevent the backflow of blood from aorta to ventricles, and AV valves are already closed, and this state is known as isovolumetric relaxation. During this time there is no production of heart sound, and this event, this isovolumetric relaxation, is followed by joint diastole where AV valves open and semineural valves are closed. Now let's discuss the options. The next option is joint diastole, and this is an incorrect option. And the last option is isovolumetric relaxation. This is also an incorrect option because the first heart sound is produced during ventricular contraction, and the second heart sound dub is produced during ventricular relaxation due to the closure of semineural valves. So the correct answer to this question is option number 3. Let's discuss our next question.